What's going on, guys? This is Damian from the Lookout, and I'm happy to report that green is saved. Green is finally good, and yeah, we're going to be breaking down the newest cooler leader, the one who came in and redeemed green. But before we do this, hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to check out our giveaway video. We've hit 500 subs, and the giveaway is currently ongoing. It's ending this Friday, so if you haven't checked it out, I'm linking it in the description below, make sure to see it. Now, roll the video. Most of you have already seen this archetype by now, so I will try to keep this brief. This is the leader, this is the messiah who saved green. Cooler. Auto. Add one card from your life to your hand, so Self-Awakener. When he attacks, you may either draw one or play one unison with the specified cost of one from your hand. Okay. With one marker on it, of course. This is going to be like your main gimmick. Cooler is playing a ton of unisons. Then, auto, once per turn, when one of your green unisons is placed into drop, you draw one. So there are ways to draw two per turn. You know, if you decide to draw one, and then like you play a different unison, and then you get to draw the other one. Okay, he has a way of drawing more. And Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, you draw one, you flip one energy into active mode, and then you flip this card over. On the other side, he is Cooler Galactic Dynasty. Same auto, same other auto, so yeah, except like the first one doesn't take lives anymore, because that would be stupid. But autos are the same. And now he has this one thing that makes the idea that this leader came out in the same set as the Yellow Goku Tragicomic, because like Yellow Goku was missing one thing and Cooler got it. So yeah, Cooler is just astronomically better. Like Yellow Goku is dead, like ignore completely. So what is this? It's this. Activate battle. Discard one unison from your hand, one of your unison cards or your leader card, Cooler, gets 5k for the battle. This is the Dark Broly effect. What's most important here is Cooler actually has a way of comboing with his unisons. That's what Goku was missing all this time. So yeah, this is a deck that you can play with mostly with unisons and still not suffer the lack of combo power drawback. It's amazing, it's crazy. But let's look at his unisons first, because it's just getting even more bonkers from here on. Going quickly through his unisons, we have his Armored Squadron. From worst one, Dore Cooler's Armored Squadron. Empower 1, cost 1. All of them are cost 1. Empower Green 2, that's what all of them have, like Empower Green number. Auto, when you play him with 3 or more markers on it, all of them also have this effect. When this guy's played, you search your deck for one cooler, which is a 1-drop, and you add it to your hand. That's it. So yeah, that's not really good. This is the 1-drop, and yeah, it's good. You know, it's a tutor card, but would I really play this unison to get my tutor card? No. I think this is by far the worst one. His other effect is +1, he gets plus 10k for the turn. That's good, so turn 1 he's your 15k attacker. I mean, I think that we can ignore his auto completely, because you're never going to, you know, play this guy to search your 1-drop. If you're playing this guy to search your 1-drop, and you already have like something else with at least two markers on it, then I would assume that you're not in the early phases of the game. So why are you doing this? So you're probably, you know, in a lot of trouble if this is what you need to resort to. The other one is Naze, Cooler's Armored Squadron. Okay, this is good. They are, you know, in a very good order, starting from the worst one to the one that's insane. Naze is also in Power Green 2, counter attack, negate the attack and play this card with a marker on it. Okay, For those of you who don't know, this is how the ruling works. If you're playing him for counter-attack, you cannot pay more to put more markers on him. So counter-attack really is you pay cost 1, you play him and he comes with 1 marker, and you cannot pay 4 to counter-attack and then he gets like 4 markers. He's getting 1, that's the effect. Auto, if he has 3 or more markers, when this card is played, choose up one of your opponent's battle cards and it cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay, it's a good negate. You're basically locking one of your opponent's battle cards, not ignoring barrier, and they cannot attack with it. It's not bad, it's good. As far as counter-attacks go, it's not a floodgate, but it is strong. So it's definitely better than Dora. He's 4k, he has +2. +2, this is very good for this deck because all of Cooler's cards have Empower. So +2, activate main, he gets +6k, so he's a 10k. I think this is fair. I think that if this card had the ability to become 15k, that would be a bit too much. But 10k with this counter attack, he has +2, you're empowering him, so he enters as a free cost, and then you do like, yeah, okay, so he can have like 5. That's okay. That's really not bad. So yeah, it's a lot better than Dore, but it's still a lot worse than Salsa. Salsa is the best unison, the best green unison that we have ever seen. Okay, not necessarily the best that we have ever seen, but it has an insane effect. Empower green 2 again. Okay, counterplay, you play him with 1 marker. Okay. Now, if your leader card is a green Frieza clan and you have 3 or more markers on this unison, this is leader locked for a very, very good reason, because this is the effect. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with cost 7 or less and KO it. If this sounds familiar, it is because it's Frieza Charismatic Villain. So Cooler plays 4 extra copies of Frieza Charismatic Villain. That's crazy. That's insane. It also gives you like counter window 2, so you can play this in your Charismatic Villain. So yeah, you can Charismatic Villain your opponent with Salsa, and then you still get to play your Charismatic Villain again, later on in the turn, because of the because of Charismatic Villain's effect that you cannot like play counter plays, but this way you go around this. It's 10k, activate main, for +1 he gets 5k for the turn. So this is Cooler's Armored Squadron. Only one of them is like really, really bad. The other 2 are very good. Yes, but that's not all. That's not all. No. Now you're looking at this, you're thinking like, okay, Damien, this guy plays a lot of unisons. What's the payoff here? This is the payoff. Golden Frieza Newfound Might. Free cost. Empower green 4. Dual attack, blocker. Counter attack. Play this card with 3 markers on it. Okay. 20k, by the way. Auto, if he has 4 or more markers on him, when this card is played, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, not ignoring barrier, and KO them. So yeah, if you counter attack with this guy and you empower, he clears your opponent's entire board, not ignoring barrier, and you get a blocker. But it gets even crazier. -4, which you are going to have. I don't think that you will ever play this guy without trying to activate his auto, so he will at least have 4 markers. Activate main. This card gets +10k for the turn and triple strike. Switch this card to active mode at the end of the turn. So he is 30k triple strike. Okay, let's put this all in a neat package. You're playing this guy with Empower. Okay, so it has four more markers on it. Let's say you pay 3. You manage to get 4 from your previous Unison, which can be done with the Migra. So he enters with 7. You clear your opponent's entire board. You don't even play him as a counterattack. You play him on your turn for free. You clear your opponent's entire board, and then you -4 him, and he is 30k triple strike dual attack blocker. It's crazy. It's really really crazy, man. Especially if you're going to be playing this deck the way that I believe it's intended, and this is a hand destruction deck. Then like, yeah, this is I'm swinging for game. Yeah, it's insane. It's the craziest. It's super cool because we don't usually see boss monsters as unisons. So I love this design and I'm super excited to play Cooler. But we also have a couple of more cards that we need to go over. The last 2 cards that I believe are worth mentioning are both in this hand destruction package. Frieza Galactic Dynasty, also a unison, Empower free, permanent. While this card has 3 or fewer markers on it, it can't attack. Fair. Auto limit 1. If this card has 3 or more markers on it, so if you've empowered, when this card is played, your opponent discards 1 from their hand. So it's hand destruction. That's why it has limit 1 and why it has such a steep cost. Because Bandai doesn't want to push hand destruction anymore to, out of fear of us getting the next Cell Surge deck. People don't like having their hands destroyed, which makes it even funnier to play green. And +1, this card gets plus 10k for the turn, so he's a 1 cost 20k attacker that rips 1 from your opponent's hand. That's strong. The only problem that I see with this card is it's a super rare. Cooler has a lot of super rares, so yeah. But other than that, I think this is a pretty fair unison. Now let's look at the final card that we're going to show in this video. The final card, which is also a super rare, because yeah, when Bandai makes green good, it makes sure that it's very difficult to get the cards, is Cooler Sibling Cruelty. 20k 4 cost, double strike, permanent. For each green unison in your drop area, reduce its cost to 1 by 1. So it's essentially a 1 cost. Okay, auto, when this card is played, you cannot play any more copies of it for the rest of the turn. Additionally, you may place 1 green unison card with a specified cost of 3 or less from your drop to the bottom of your deck. Okay, so you are recurring one of your unisons. Let's say like something that you've combo with, or salsa, you want like more chances to play even more charismatic villains. If you do, your opponent discards 1 from their hand. Now, people have also been asking why doesn't this have unique, and I think it's pretty obvious. Bandai doesn't want you having like 1 cost 20k double strikers that also discard 1 when they're played, and you're like, okay, now it's my turn. Let's see, I pay 3, I pay 4, and I play like 3 or 4 of them. You discard your entire hand and there's a bunch of double strikers coming your way. That would be a bit too much. But I think it's a very, very good card. And yeah, I think this card really makes, the entire Cooler hand destruction deck that we're going to see in the next metagame. It's a really cool package, and yeah, if you don't like playing against green hand destruction, you're not going to have a good time. That's it for the video. So what do you think? Is green finally saved? Is green finally going to be meta relevant? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of your comments. I try to reply to everything. I love our little community. And don't forget to participate in the giveaway. Links in the description below. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see you all in the next video.